Hey, I'm Eris with Mariner Sales, and I'm here to talk about FPV Power kayak fishing power solutions. So the FPV Power folks, they started in the drone industry where reliability is paramount. I mean, if you don't have reliability in your drone, you're going to lose thousands of dollars worth of equipment. But they were kayak fishermen and they loved kayak fishing, so they took all the technology they learned from their drone batteries and they applied it to these marvelous waterproof FPV Power batteries. 3 sizes currently, more to come by the way. 7 amp, little powerhouse. This is more power than a deer feeder battery. It weighs half a pound, takes up no space whatsoever, and on top of it all, it's waterproof. Great for 4-inch, 5-inch fish finders. Great for running lights. This guy right here, though, is our best-selling battery. It's the 17.5 amp FPV Power battery. 17.5 amps, to give you an idea, if you have a fish finder that draws a half an amp, which, most do in that 4 or 5 range, you can get 35 hours of runtime out of this battery. If you've got one that draws a whole amp, still 17 hours of runtime in this battery. If you've got one that's like a Haas that takes maybe 2 amps, you've still got 8 hours worth of fun on the water with this little lightweight battery that just weighs over a pound. These guys have done such a good job. This waterproof case, and really the genius of it is this little connector right here. Because with this connector, you can have an entire waterproof system if you want to. If you use FPV Power's cables and connectors, you can have a waterproof connection on the whole boat. Waterproof means corrosion proof too. That's one thing that you don't say a lot in this business, because it's hard to get anything corrosion proof. Saltwater, it's a must. In freshwater, we have problems too. We replace spade connectors on battery outfits all the time here because of corrosion. With the FPV Power, we haven't had to replace one of these guys yet. For those of you that are using trolling motors on your boats now, this is 50 amp hours of battery. This is like a huge deep cycle battery. Can you do this with your deep cycle battery? I'm not very big. This is lightweight, small footprint. Anderson plugs on it, so you can plug stuff in and out very easily. This is a lithium-ion polymer battery. This is designed specifically for your trolling motor needs because it has a huge amount of amperage that you can take out of it at any time. You can take all 50 amps out of this thing at one time if you want to, which means you can open your trolling motor up to full blast and get all the power you need. This is where the guys started, but what I like most about them is how they evolved into all of these new accessories that are so fun for kayak fishing. Now for what I really like. I'm going to show you a little bit of the magic here, and then I'm going to tell you why it's different than what everybody else does. Waterproof remote control. We've got 2 other things hooked up to this little distribution hub. One of them is interior lights, which you're not going to be able to see from that camera, and the other one is a power station where you can use the 2 USB ports any way you want to. You can use it to power something or charge something. Absolutely amazing way to turn on and off components while you're on the water. You don't have to open a hatch. You don't have to drill a big hole in your boat. Just absolutely magnificent way to do it, and the distribution hub is also waterproof. What I really like about the way these guys think, they know not everybody's got FPV Power everything. With this distribution hub, they've also given you a pigtail where you can just wire directly any component you want to into the system. So you can use the FPV Power to distribute power throughout your kayak without actually having all FPV Power accessories. Of course, we think they're superior for one reason, because they're waterproof and they're corrosion proof. The plug-and-play system means you do not have to solder, cut wires, strip wires. It's probably the easiest way to wire a kayak on the market today. So FPV Power's distribution hub has 4 actually switchable ports. They're all individually fused and they're all waterproof. Then they have 2 direct feed power points. So these are designed for things like your switched fish finder. It's already got a switch on it. It doesn't need a switch. Maybe you're using a power pole on the back. Well, that's got a switch too. You don't need a switch for that. So why double switch something when you can actually just direct wire it and have it go? But 4 switched items, 2 direct items, all individually fused, and you can put different size fuses in these for different loads. Absolutely beautifully done. We have it actually mounted in here on the mast post for the Hobie using Burley Pro's absolutely magnificent battery mast mount. What I like about that battery mast mount, you'll see these holes on the back of this distribution hub. They're the same holes that are on the back of their 7 amp hour battery. This guy can mount the distribution hub, it can mount the 7 amp hour battery, or it can mount the 17.5 amp hour battery. Absolutely no problem. Plug and play, put it in and go. Another great collaboration between FPV Power and Burley Pro is Martin's amazing Burley Pro dual batarang. Look at this. We've got two 17.5 amp hour batteries mounted in one spot that can go in either a port here, or it's absolutely marvelous with this slot in it for going through the port in the back of the Pro Anglers where their skeg comes up and makes it virtually impossible to use that for anything else except for backing plates and things like this. Now you can actually store stuff in the rear hatch of a Pro Angler. This guy fits right down in here. Oh, I didn't tell you. On it, we also have our parallel connector. We've got these guys hooked up in parallel, which means this is 35 amp hours of power for your kayak. 30 hours in a lot of cases. It takes an amp hour is a lot of power. You just got to do the math on whatever you're drawing. These batteries act as one for 35 amps. Of course, you can just mount one in here if you want to. Just goes right in Hobie's 8-inch port. And remember, with FPV Power's waterproof plug-and-play solutions, you get actual waterproof connections. This little rubber O-ring makes perfect connection with here when you put it in, and then you twist the cap on it for a waterproof connection. All of them throughout. Waterproof, corrosion-proof. One of the newest FPV Power accessories just came out of the blue. Those guys think of stuff like you wouldn't believe. You know, we've noticed that Hobie seats are valuable. They disappear. All kinds of stuff like that. It'd be great to be able to protect them in some way. I don't know if you spotted that. Not much motion. If I don't hit this thing saying everything's okay in a moment, it's probably going to go off again. That'll let you know somebody's still playing with it. It's not going to go off this time till I hit the button. Now we've disarmed it and it's ready to go. This is a great way when you're out camping or fishing to know when somebody's messing with your stuff. FPV Power new Kayak Lock is also a lock, so you can run it through your boat onto your trailer or onto your roof racks. Absolutely excellent program, and all you have to do is disable it, pull this thing out and go, or put it back in, hit the button, and it's armed again. You also have, if you're not near your remote control, you can set your own little personal code to disarm it right there while you're standing there. You can arm it and disarm it from either the unit or the remote control. Another great innovation from FPV Power. With FPV Power, you get lightweight, waterproof, reliable power solutions. You get easy rigging, plug and play. Waterproof means corrosion proof. And you get the control of that power with the hub system and peace of mind to boot. Think of FPV Power next time you're looking for a way to power your kayak. Come to Mariner Sales or go to mariner-sales.com. We'll steer you towards your closest FPV dealer, and thank you so much for watching.